Welcome to another episode of The People's Lima. I'm back again, clean shaven and all. It's episode 168. I am your host, The People's Lima. What is going on? I'll tell you what. Coming at you live. Well, actually not live, but you know what I mean. Coming at you from the North Dartmouth Mall once again. Dartmouth Mall. Got out of work not too long ago. Today's Friday, so it's payday. And I'm really excited about Fridays. Fridays has always been the coolest day of the year, along with Saturdays. The weekend's always been awesome if you love the weekends. And, NXT Takeover 2 came and went. We saw new tag team champions, the Lucha Dragons. That's a team of Sin Cara and Kalisto. They're an awesome team. You better check. If you haven't got the WWE Network at $9.99 a month, you're missing out. You get all the pay-per-views, like the old four, big four pay-per-views, like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. You get all the other Night of Champions that's coming up in about, a week from this Sunday. What else has been going on, huh? What else? And CJ Parker won the match. He's been running his mouth about the system and all that. What happens? William Regal, the general manager of NXT, who's doing a wonderful job. He knows the future of NXT and said, okay, I'll give you a match, but you don't know who your opponent is. That's fine. And all of a sudden, Baron Corbin beat the guy in 31 seconds. Would you believe that? Mojo Rawley lost to Bull Dempsey. Bull Dempsey's on the rise. Look out for him. He's one of the most vicious dudes in the WWE or in NXT. And Kenta made his NXT debut addressing the crowd, changing his name to Hideo Itami. And the Ascension, who has not been in a very good mood as of late. In fact, they have not been in a very good mood since they lost the belts to the Lucha Dragons. They wanted a rematch. They tried to attack Hideo Itami, but he owned them. And I'll tell you what, if you can stand up to the Ascension and own them both, you're going to make it here in the business, definitely. So, Hideo Itami is the man's name. I don't know what it is about these internet wrestling nerds. To be honest with you, at this point, just watch the program. If you don't like it, just change the channel. And everybody, look. That means I have the door open and the keys are in the ignition. All right. So, also, the women's title was on the line. Bayley challenges Charlotte, and who is the daughter of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, which Charlotte retained the title from Bayley. It looks like Sasha Banks wants in on the title shot. So, after Sasha Banks was beating up on Bayley, Charlotte Flair yanks her off. So, Charlotte knows what it's like to be a champion. She's going to be a fighting champion, definitely. Other matches on the card. The Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT title. AJ Neville, the defending champion, against Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd. The matchup lived up to the expectations. You got this unbelievable matchup, which excuse me, that matchup ended up AJ Neville retaining the title. And wow, it was a heck of a pay-per-view last night. I don't know if I missed any matches. Let me know on your comments. And I love NXT. I believe, and that's the future. You're talking about, they signed Fergal Devitt and Kevin Steen. It'll be very interesting to see how those two gentlemen fare out once they make their debut. So Hideo Itami will make his in-ring debut next week. So on NXT, I'm looking forward to that. The reason why I have a problem with the internet wrestling nerds, they complain about the name changes that WWE has to make. Well, you got to, they have copyrights too. Is it? That's why they made the superstars change their names. Sometimes the superstars choose to change their names. Sometimes they've given superstars the option of changing their names as well. But the fact of the matter is this. Look at Joe Hennig. Son of Mr. Perfect. Well, Michael McGillicuddy. And then on the other side, that name is lame. Let's give him his father's first name. Try and do it like The Rock did when he made his debut, Rocky Maivia. Well, this one is Curtis Axel, honoring both legacies, which is what I think is a really cool thing to do. And I'd say, Kenta decided one of his heroes, Hideo Saito, one of his heroes in Japan, and it was a popular city in Japan called Itami. So Hideo Itami, I like it, and I see big things coming out of him, definitely. And you put the two letters together, you say hi. No, that's a joke. Good luck to you, Hideo Itami. It was was a pretty cool. Oh yeah, the hair versus hair match. I like these two guys, Enzo Amore and Big Cass Colin Cassidy. These guys, these guys are hilarious. They're funny. Not only that, they're really cool. They get the crowd into it. It was Enzo Amore versus Sylvester Lefort, one half of the Legionnaires. The other half was Marcus Louis. And it was the funniest thing in the world. It was so funny. Enzo Amore picks up the victory. They go to get Lefort. Instead, Marcus Louis tries to cut him off. He ends up paying the price. He ends up losing his hair. And it was the funniest thing ever. Now they said, now that we have one word for Marcus Louis, and we'll have to spell it out for you. BAWLD. Oh, I like these guys. These guys are hilarious. And Enzo retweeted one of the pics. I got a pic of Marcus Louis and his face is shocked and a hashtag ball like that. It was so awesome. And they're soft, SAWFT, soft, and you can't teach that. And I like those two guys. And I hope they come up to the main roster because those guys are hilarious. They're entertaining. They're fun to watch. And they're good in the ring. Big Cass, I see a lot of big things coming out of him as well. Colin Cassidy. I'm looking forward to it. Now, also, with the loss of the tag team titles to the Lucha Dragons, does that mean the Ascension moves a step up? Go to the WWE main roster? I think it is. And here's why. I think you're going to see the Ascension make their debut at Survivor Series. That's my prediction. The Survivor Series ain't that far off. Or if the Usos, somehow, Jey Uso recovers from his injury, if the Usos somehow, by any miracle, they defeat Golden Stardust, I see the Ascension being the ones to make an impact by attacking the Usos. I see the Ascension. The Ascension, as popular as they are, as good as they are, I think the Ascension is going to move it to the main roster, and they are going to make a mega impact in the tag team division up there. So if I were the Usos, go eyes in the back of your heads, boys, because after the Night of Champions, or even Goldust and Stardust, who knows? After those two, whoever comes out with as tag team champions, expect the Ascension to make an impact on you. So Usos, the intergalactic brotherhood of Gold and Stardust, boys, if I were you guys, grow eyes in the back of your heads. The Ascension is on the rise. And I'll tell you what, they said we will rise. That's the hashtag. We will rise. Well, guess what? They're going to rise up to the occasion in the WWE. They're going to make a humongous impact. Those guys are good in the ring. They're vicious. Look out. I see big things with Sin Cara and Kalisto. They finally got them some championship belts. So it'll be very interesting to see how those two would mesh. And if they ever lose the tag team titles, they're going to add a lot of dynamics to the main roster. Who knows? The Lucha Dragons versus Los Matadores. That's going to be a great matchup to see. Los Matadores versus the Lucha Dragons. That'll be a heck of a matchup. I would pay to see that matchup. And, I see big things out of the four gentlemen that were in the ring there. And all of them got a taste of what Raw is like, the bigger spotlight, the worldwide spotlight. So I see big things. Adrian Neville, the man that gravity forgot. That guy has got a bright future. So that's my opinion on NXT. NXT's got a lot of bright stars. I'm looking forward to it. Triple H's vision is, in Performance Center and everything. I like it. Let's go with it. Keep going with it. WWE, the future's looking bright. The Red Sox last night defeated the Kansas City Royals, who are in first place in the AL Central. Of all teams in the AL Central, the last thing I ever expected, I should say, was the Kansas City Royals in first place. Way to go, Kansas City. But the Red Sox beat them last night 6-3, which is good, even though the Red Sox season is technically over. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not going anywhere. They're in last place. You know what? Never forget these guys. They did a great job. Let them have their off year. We won the World Series. Sometimes we need a little bit of back to reality, all right? And the Patriots, even though they lost the first game against the Dolphins, they're going up against the Vikings. It's going to be a tougher challenge with Cordell Patterson and Adrian Peterson. Peterson. Oh boy, that's going to be a mix-up for sure. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. That clash will take place 1 o'clock on CBS this Sunday. And one thing I'm not very happy about was this past Saturday, WJAR and Sinclair Broadcast have signed a merger or something like that. And the thing here is that MeTV was part of that whole NBC thing, where they would air some other shows, but this one, they aired Batman last Saturday at 7 o'clock, but usually there's another episode right next to it at 7:30. But instead, they preempted it for a football game, University of Rhode Island. If I want to watch a football game, I go online to watch a football game. But the thing here is, it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know what WJR is thinking. I mean, a lot of people are not very happy because MeTV is all about memorable entertainment television. We mean showing off classic TV shows. And in this case, just, I'm very disappointed. I can understand they're required to do this or something like that. But I think this is ridiculous, to be honest with you. But now, to be totally honest with you, but at that point in time, you have to realize that, hey, things change. But the good news is, for all you Batman fans out there who love the Batman version with 1966 with Adam West and Burt Ward and Yvonne Craig, Alan Napier, and all those guys, and the cast of wonderful, funny villains, played by Frank Gorshin, Vincent Price, Cesar Romero, which I didn't know Cesar Romero was gay. I didn't even know. He makes a heck of a Joker, that's for sure. But however, Burgess Meredith as Penguin, who went on to play Mickey and Rocky. So you got that. Just to let you know, Batman, speaking of which, Batman 66 is coming out on DVD November 11th. The complete set. If you plan on getting the Blu-ray, if you have a Blu-ray player, it's going to cost you a little bit more. If you got the DVD player, regular DVD player, boom, it's going to cost you a whole lot less. So it's available on Amazon.com. Make sure you pre-order it now because you never know. You never know. So I'm thinking of doing that because I think it's a really cool show, and maybe can't do with a Zap Pow and all that. But that's what it was like back then, And like some of the shows watching now, and it's like TV shows, pop culture has changed, and it's changed a whole great time. There's some of us old school or old fogies. I don't want to say old fogies, but old school. I like to say old school classic nerds, classic geeks like myself. Love the old school shows, like better than watching like Sex in the City and all that, But or I don't know, Walking Dead, all these shows. I'd rather bring back the cartoons were like kind of lame, like Adventure Time. Oh my gosh, But sometimes some of us are sticklers to old school, and that's the main thing. That's the main reason why. So, and that's why, thank goodness for YouTube. But sometimes copyright issues could come and step in the way of that. And it's all about this. You want to relive your childhood, you got to pay a little bit of this. And so, unfortunately, that's the way it has been. So, but I praise God that we can. There's some old school values instilled within us, and I praise God for that. Well, that's all the time we have on the show today. Episode 168 is done. Wow, my goal was to get hit 200. I may end up to 200. Oh, just to let you know, during the winter times, it all depends on the weather. I may sparingly use this on the outside, but however, because I sometimes if it's like a snowy day. If it snows and then there's ice on the ground and all that, got to be careful where I step. So due to that, I may do some of the shows from my room once again. But however, on nice days, beautiful days like today and all that, during the winter or even in the fall, I'll do the show via the camera. So just to let everyone know what's going to come up this winter and everything else, that way you don't have to worry about nothing. I know it's not as much. I'm not here for popularity. I'm here to, be an inspiration, speak out, talk about recap and everything else, what's going on in like sports and stuff that I like and all that. Also, I'm going to encourage all y'all out there to behave yourselves. Be like Billy, behave yourselves. Be cool, stay solid, and just have a little bit of fun. Now, stay out of trouble, and kids, stay in school, be smart, listen to your teachers, respect them as always, and you won't get in trouble. The future is yours. All right, I'll see you guys later. God bless. Episode 168. People's Lima, out.